Oli App. It's your girl Hannah here on episode 135. I was joined last week by Joseling and Gladys as we dove deep into respiratory oils, some of our favorites, and what you need to have in your Oli wellness toolbox going into this time of year. But before we dive deep into this episode, we want to make sure that you like us on Facebook and on Instagram. Both of them are easy to find. Just go search Oli App and you will find us. And yeah, we're just super pumped you're here. Once again, welcome to a new episode of the Oli App podcast. I'm Hannah, and these ladies are
Joseling
and Gladys.
And we are so pumped to be with you again this week. Now, in the next 2 weeks, I'll be joined by Jim Bob Harrington, but I am so honored and so pumped that I've got to spend last week and this week with Joseling and Gladys. Y'all got to know them a little bit better, and we got to share our story. We shared some funny stories, and we want to encourage you to reach out to your team and just encourage them to make sure they are stocked up and ready to go for this time of year. So last month, of course, the theme of September was immune support. The theme for October, which, by the way, I can't believe it's October. Can y'all?
No, it's not at all. It's going so quickly.
Well, all that to say, welcome to a new Oli App podcast episode. Once again, titling this Respiratory Support, What We Need, and What Young Living Has to Offer. So, once again, last week we talked about oils. This week we're talking about supplements. Ladies, I'm going to go and start it with the Deeves Chest Rub, a product that I didn't know I needed until Young Living brought it into existence. And now I can't live without it. Have y'all tried it? Do you love it? What's your thought on it?
I absolutely love it. And for Latina, who was born and raised using Vicks, that chest rub is a life changer.
Yep. Amen to that, sister.
Amen. Yes. I actually made my own DIY when I needed it really quickly. And Jocelyn couldn't come to my house, but I made my own DIY and it was perfect. It smells so good.
Well, that's something we're going to talk about this month as well. We're going to have some graphics. I know we have a lot of graphics coming your way. Also, I want to go ahead and throw this out there now. I haven't already. Make sure you go follow the Oli App Espanol Instagram page because they have amazing content. And one of the things I was going to make a graphic for this month is a DIY chest rub that I have made for the last couple of years. That is actually a really good idea for a gift, like a stocking stuffer, or a good way to introduce your friends and family to essential oils. And the one I make is more performance based, so it's more like for CrossFit. But a lot of people use it and keep it in their fridge to have whenever they're feeling under the wellness line. But all that to say, we have so much fun content for you. But, that was just one of the first things that came to mind when I think supplements or, products that Young Living has. I think that I'm shocked at how many of my team members and how many friends I know that have not yet tried it. I'm like, oh my word, get it. It's life-changing.
Mm-hmm. For sure. Yeah. I like I said, growing up in a Latina household, Vicks was a part of it was like a relative to us, like if you were sick, if you had pimples and blemishes, for wrinkles.
Wait, what?
If you had pain, they would put it on whatever the pain. Fever.
Yeah. You lather your face with, this is a true story. You lather your face with Vicks at night.
Wow.
And people thought that it was like putting Vaseline on your face, that it was great for your skin. And people put it up their nose and everything. Okay. And I was like, what? So when Young Living came out with that, I bought like 3 bottles. No kidding.
Good for you.
I was like, what?
You put it on your face? You put it up your nose?
No. This is actually, I put it on my chest, my back, and the bottoms of my feet.
Ooh, that's a good idea.
Yeah,
that's like a good little carrier oil when you're doing like raindrops. Even on, you said you put it on your, have you put it on your spine?
Yeah, I put it on my back. Yes.
Oh, if you ever get a raindrop, you should make that your carrier oil. That's a good idea.
Gladys had a raindrop. I haven't had a raindrop yet.
But you need to I'm going to do that. I'm going to get Myra to give me a raindrop soon, or someone. It's so hard to give yourself one on your back. Mm-hmm. Like I give them on myself on my feet, but like, it's so hard. Like, I think it's because I work out, like my muscles are so stiff. I can't even touch my back that well to just be able to do all the raindrops. So it's nice when someone will do it for you, but I'm going to make sure. That's a really good idea. Life-changing moment.
Yeah, I love the chest rub on the back, especially. And sometimes I just get used to it. that you want to just have it like a good comfort,
Exactly.
bedtime, sleep. I just grab that chest rub and I'm like, honey, put some on my back. I put some on my feet. I tell him to put some, like, we just smell like chest rub when we go to bed, and it's awesome. And then we have the diffuser going and it's just great. We sleep all night. It's not just for when you're feeling down and you need
that's
support.
awesome.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's talk about some other products we use. Thinking of 2 supplements, I think one of the ones that everyone needs to have this time of year is Inner Defense. I think it is so powerful, and it is something that I actually have on my ER, or I think you call it something different now. What is it called now? It's not ER
Loyalty
anymore.
rewards.
Yeah, loyalty rewards. I make sure that's on my order every single month. What about y'all? Do y'all like Inner Defense? And then longevity is one that it's out of stock, but you can still make longevity vitality capsules, and that's good too.
Yeah, I do Inner Defense. That's on my kitchen counter, and I do the longevity vitality oils in the capsule. It's to me, it tastes the same. You bring things up, and it tastes like oregano, and it has all of that great stuff. I love it. But my favorite, it's not necessarily respiratory, but it's definitely for the immune system and this type of the year, is ImmuPro.
Yep.
That is one that I absolutely take every night. I count there's 30 in a bottle and there's 30 days out of the month. And I know that I have to order another one for the next month. So that goes in my ER during this time of the season. I don't miss a day.
What about you? What you thinking over there?
I was just thinking of like supplements, but you just said the one I was going to say was ImmuPro.
Well, last week we kind of talked about. Go ahead. What were you going to say?
No, I was just going to say because I just went blank of what I was going to say. Respiratory support, respiratory, and what's your immune
defense.
In your immune defense, it goes almost hand in hand because if you have like a sinus infection, right? You try to get better with your sinus infection, try to get healed. Yep. But the same thing is like, it's always like if you're sick, your nose, then you're, so pretty much you have to pretty much
it goes hand in hand.
So you have to help
one to help
your respiratory. That's what I was trying to say, and I went blank.
I know it happens. It happens to the best of us, including myself. So no shame in that. Last week we kind of talked about some oils I shared, myrtle, and how that's an oil I put drops in the shower, and I do that every morning. You mentioned one of y'all, I can't remember, about the Easy Breeze shower steamers. I think that's something too that's really beneficial, especially this time of year. If you ever wake up and you just feel off, or you feel stuffy, or you can't really smell, I think that's a really good product that it's just good to have on your bathroom sink, storage area, counter, whatever, cabinet, to have just for those times. I mean, you don't need to use one every day, but especially, Easy Breeze, I think it kind of gives it away,
Yeah, I like those tablets because first of all, they're pretty big.
Yes.
So you can actually cut them in 4s. So you're not using a whole one in the shower. And plus you're not especially in the morning, if you're, running to go to work, you're not in the shower for 45 minutes.
Hey, talk for yourself, girlfriend. I'm just kidding. But I do like my long showers.
Mornings, it's like you jump in, you rinse, you soap, you rinse, and you jump out. Yep. So cutting the tablets in quarters saves you money, and you're not wasting the tablets. But when you have a rough night and you haven't slept and you're waking up stuffy, putting one of those in your shower. So what I do is that I take a washcloth and I make sure that it's nice and hot, and I put the tablet on the washcloth at the further end of the shower, and I just let it steam up, and it is amazing. I wish they would come in like a pack of 50 so that I can use them all, one for every day. But it's not something that you're going to use every day. You're just going to use it when you need it. And it helps you wake up in the morning. You feel refreshed, and it's great. And one of the things that I do, which is like a key to this, is you start off with hot water and you end up with cold water. Mm-hmm. And that changes your body temperature, and you're awake and alert. And I'm telling you, you can breathe so good after you come out that shower when it's cold.
Well, I
It's
tell you
amazing.
what, you're a brave
Just made
woman
me-
because I don't ever come out of the shower cold. I don't do
I
cold
can't.
water unless I'm jumping in the ocean. But I'll say this. This is something I do. I do love soaks. I used to make fun of people, and I used to think it was really weird that people took soaks, but I literally take a soak at least once or twice a week. And I always have myrtle, pine, northern lights, black spruce, which are all good respiratory oils, by the way, with lemon, lavender, and copaiba. So I mix all those up in salts and dump them in and take a soak. So that's something else as well. If you're more of a soak person, you can still get the respiratory benefits without having to stand up in a shower, because, I'll let my water get cold, but I'm adding hot water when that water starts getting lukewarm. I mean, I'm not a fish. Like, I don't like to have hypothermia as I'm trying to relax. It is just not for me.
So what you do, I love soaks too. I take soak every Friday night. That's like my me time. And I don't put as many oils as you do, but I put some oils. But pine, by the way, is great. I'm going to try that the next time, Hannah. But I do start with hot water. And then after you finish your soak, you let the water drain and turn the shower on cold water and rinse your body, like your head to, like you literally cover your ears and submerge yourself under the shower when it's cold water. It is not only great for your respiratory, but it's a good detoxifier.
Well,
So
I'll try that next time, but I'm not really.
You
happy
do
about
that
it.
and text me and tell me how you feel.
Yeah, if I don't end up in the emergency room with hypothermia, I'll be glad to.
Let me tell you something funny. I always say that her and my husband were made out of the same mold because they do so many of the things alike. And my husband does that also. Every time I turn around, I'm like, oh my gosh, Gio does that too. Gio does that too.
It's
But
true.
one of the things I heard on one of JB's videos, he was talking about how stress wreaks havoc in our immune system. And one of the things that he was saying was to use, of course, lavender to calm yourself down when you're not feeling well, or for extra respiratory support. He was talking about lavender. So that's one of the ones that I put in the bathtub with Epsom salt. And I love it when I'm not feeling well. Just remove all those toxins and you just feel like refreshed.
Yep.
Even right after the gym or a run.
Yeah.
Well, it's a good episode.
It's awesome.
We'll wrap this one up pretty quickly because I think we've kind of hit on the nails on the head here the last couple of weeks. Last week, we talked about all the oils. This week, we gave you some ideas for some of the young living products. You need to make sure you have supplements, inner defense, longevity, and, you can actually get those empty vegetable capsules and add your own oils, thieves. You can do peppermint vitality, these vitality, lemongrass vitality, some people do, and even longevity vitality, make yourself some wellness capsules. And then we talked about the steamers, the chest rub, and some Epsom salt soak ideas. So there's a lot for you to digest and, take a breathe in and just, smell the roses, or in our case, smell the oils, I guess, because we don't really smell roses these days. At least I don't have roses in my apartment, but maybe y'all do. But
No, not me.
as we wrap up this episode 135, just want to give y'all another shout out, Gladys and Joseling. Thank y'all so much for being a part of OLEAP and all y'all do for the Spanish community. And I'm going to have you on again soon. And we're going to be talking again next month in November.
Sounds good. Thanks,
Sounds
Hannah.
fun. Thanks for inviting us.
Yes.
All right. So wrapping up this episode, I'm Hannah.
Gladys.
And I'm Joseling.
And we'll be back with you on another episode of the OLEAP podcast here soon. And I will be back with you next week with Jim Bob Haggerton diving deep into the respiratory system. And I promise you, you don't want to miss that. So that's all we got for you this week. Stay tuned. We'll be back later, guys. See ya.
Bye.
Bye.